Hi, my name's Dave, and this is the Not So Ancient Chinese Secret Show, where we kind of shoot the breeze for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then when this arrow disappears, we talk about the topic at hand. And today, that's going to be the Aeropress and how to make a great iced coffee, and not just any iced coffee, but a really cheap, a really fast, all relatively fast, and amazingly, it's using Costco decaf beans that are like pre-ground. Like, stick with me here before you like shoot me and you take away my coffee nerd card, all right? Because the problem is I'm a little bit obsessed with my love of coffee. Because I don't know, there's like this YouTube video that I don't know why it got really popular on how to make coffee upside down in the Aeropress, right? The upside down inverted method, right? And so, like, I mean, that thing's gotten like, I don't know, not a million views, but a lot of views. And it's even been published in like a paper talking about coffee. Yeah, like some researcher called me up and said, "Yo, Dave, can I pay you for a still of that YouTube video?" I said, "Okay, sure, why not?" Anyways, they're talking about researching coffee culture and the craze that it is. But I digress. I love coffee. I roast my own beans. I'm a bit of a nerd, right? And I even, yeah, I have like a lot of different methods of making coffee. I've got a vac pot. Thank you so much to my friends who bought it for me. Chemex, the Wheat Wave, like different pour overs and Aeropress and French press. So you name it, the paraphernalia is probably in this house. I don't smoke coffee, but if that becomes a thing, I don't know. I might try it. So one thing that I cannot do anymore is drink coffee late in the day. And so I usually have to take myself off of caffeine after 1 p.m. or else I just can't sleep. And I do have links down below. So if you want to follow along and even talk about how to sleep better, I have a link in the link about sleeping better. Crazy, strange, but true. But these are real world problems. And another real world problem is I like coffee, but I cannot drink it in the afternoon. So what's I gotta do? One, find a decaf coffee. And that is harder than you might think. And so I've tried like really snotty, like, you know, hoity-toity, like decaf coffees. Like I've ordered beans from like one of my favorite roasters in Edmonton, Transcend. And don't get me wrong, they make a great roasted bean, but I just don't like their decaf. I find that a lot of them are sour or they lack punch and flavor. And you know, for the price that we're paying for premium beans that are roasted by a reputable roaster, I just haven't been happy with the flavor profile for a simple decaf coffee. So, in my desperation, I picked up this giant tin of Costco Kirkland decaf coffee. And trust me, I held off buying this for many weeks because I said to myself, this is ridiculous. One, they're not even whole beans. It's all ground, right? And then two, it's Kirkland. How good could it be? Okay, anyways, so this is what we're actually brewing today. And people ask me all the time, well, David, what's your brew ratio? Well, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, but right now, this is pre-ground. I use about 22 grams for a finished cup of about 300 grams of iced coffee, okay? So that's like your average 10-ounce, 12-ounce cup. Okay, today I'm going a little bit bigger, so I've got a little bit more coffee in here. But you can always hit the links and see how I'm doing this and why. But let's make a nice coffee. First off, we've got beans in here. I've just got the regular paper filter, and I've got my beans inside my Aeropress already. All right. So now the first thing you do is get your hata wata. And I've got, you know, my favorite kettle. And my favorite kettle is the one that keeps it at an exact temperature. And the temperature that I like is 190 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not boiling hot. It's just off boil. And right now, I'm just going to add water until the 2 mark. And right over there, we've got the 2 mark, and then my favorite bamboo chopstick. And, you know, I did a video using the upright method, and then I used the included paddle. Like, it's a plastic paddle that cannot hit the bottom and ruin your filter. And I thought, oh, that's a great idea because it can't hit the filter. so it'll never puncture it, right? Well, this doesn't puncture it when I use the fat end either. But I found the problem with the paddle is if you use the paddle and you are a vigorous stirrer like I am, then you risk leaving grinds near the top edge. And that is a problem because when you go to plunge, the problem with that is the plunger gets those grinds on the edge of the rubber, and then you actually lose the compression and it slips right through. And so you think that, oh, what's wrong with my Aeropress? But it's actually just slipping because you've got grinds everywhere. So I don't use their included paddle. And I'm using this pipetting technique from Inorganic Chemistry 101. So after I've agitated my beans, I let it steep for a little bit. Let's get rid of this. Now, let's go over some things that actually matter for your coffee, right? There's going to be the grind. We can't control that because this is pre-ground for us. And it's actually a pretty even grind, surprisingly so, all right? But besides the grind, you can control the bean to water ratio, how many grams of beans to water. You can also control the agitation. And agitation means how much you're stirring it, how long you're stirring it, and how hard and fast you're stirring it, right? And then the third thing you can control, what can you control? Water temperature. Yeah. So you can control how hot your water is that you're actually creating your coffee with. But all right, let's let this sit for just a little moment longer. But I usually let it steep for about a minute or two. It ain't science, so I don't really worry about it. And then we're going to take the plunge. All right. And if you notice, there is some drippage. And of course, because I was agitating it quite a bit, some of the coffee goes down, and that's why I topped it up again near the top here. But once I stop agitating it, very little goes through because the grinds actually become part of the stoppage of the drippage. And so there is the ability, even though we're not doing an inverted Aeropress, for the coffee beans to get submerged in water for quite a while, as long as you want to leave it actually, because now it's almost stopped dripping entirely. Okay, but now I digress. Well, let's plunge. So now I'm taking the plunge. And because I used the bamboo stick versus the paddle that is included to agitate it, I hope I don't make myself a liar and I don't slip on this plunger. Oh yeah, what else do you need to make this coffee? Well, not a lot, right? So you need crushed ice or ice cubes, and you need cold water, and that's about it. Oh, cream! You need full cream. That's really the secret, full cream, man. That makes everything taste good. Okay, we're almost there, and now you can see how much air is in here, and that's the magic, is all this air up in the Aeropress, because now I can squeeze out all the goodness are the beans. Boom. Okay. Now, what we need. Oh, and I'm testing this out too. I'm going to do a full review of this guy too, but I did a Java Jug review. Well, guess what? They improved it. This is the Java Jug 2.0. So today, it's not actually containing coffee for me. It's got ice water in here. So let me just break it apart here. I've got crushed ice and ice water, and just top it up with my crushed ice and ice water. Woo! And let me just taste this. See how this tastes. Yeah, it's all right for decaf, but this is the magic, man. Full cream. And ooh, this is where it's at. So it's that simple. Decaf iced coffee, man, in a couple minutes. Cheers. That's all I got for today, but let me show you something else, because I do have a thought of the day, and it comes from Mother Teresa, like so seriously. And we've been on my son's case to smile more, because he always looks either angry or bored. And so one of these, I just came across this saying, and I thought, wow, this is so true. And the saying is this, the thought of the day: let us always meet each other with smile. For the smile is the beginning of love. Love it. But thanks so much for joining me here today. And as far as the Chinese Secret Show, we are on the summer schedule, so make sure to sign up over at bit.ly/Chinese Secrets, and you can sign up on YouTube, via Facebook, or email, and you shall be notified when I go live. But I got to look at the comments. Dave says, alt to full cream, sweetened condensed milk. Yeah, except that I'm kind of trying to reduce my sugar intake, but condensed milk would be wonderful as well. So good point, Dave. Cool. But awesome. Thanks for joining me, guys. And make sure that you share this to those that you think might find this awesome, because they are coffee lovers as well. And I'd love to hear your thoughts too. You hate it? You love it? And have you tried these decaf beans? I don't know. But God bless. See you next weekend. Have a great weekend as well.